all should be in good shape. Better if you have flowers around your house, trees. That's one of the reasons why some of us will not encourage you interlocking the entire compound. You need the green plants around you to supply oxygen and seep up carbon dioxide. Most plants, no matter how hot the weather is, will release water in the mornings. You will see they are wet. If you interlock the entire compound, during the day, the stones absorb heat. And as the night comes, it releases the heat. And your compound is generally hotter than other places. You only wallow in the joy of having an interlock all over the compound, but you pay tithe in heat and poor air environment. Improve the flowers in your compound or trees to ensure not just cooling the environment, but also ensuring that the air is filtered. Those things will not grow unless you do something about making them grow. And also adding some aesthetics. Beauty and beautiful things attract good things. And when you say, Dr. Mukuru said, we should plant trees and co, and you turn your house into a bush, it becomes a zoo. Not of just animals that are friendly, but some that are harmful. Besides, if you ensure the environment is in good shape, some pathogenic or, let's say, offensive insects and co will not be around there. And these, you know, would make your health something different from being outstanding. Certain perfumes you wear are not particularly safe. It may be all right for you, but for your neighbor or something, for those who are allergic to things, may be an issue. Some of them attract insects. And that's why when you become a copper and you're going on road walk, they'll tell you, please, no perfume, because you attract insects from the surrounding bushes, and they may not be too palatable. Now let's talk about the fluid, water in you that your cells are swimming in. You here seated or perhaps standing, you are about 80% water. And when the water goes below a certain level, your health is in trouble. Also, the composition of that water is an issue. And when the volume of the water in you is going down, or let me use fluid, but I prefer water because that water you take helps you a lot to improve the fluid in you. Now, when the composition, or let's say the volume has reached a particular level, it will stimulate your taste buds, and you become thirsty for you to drink. If I ask now, how many people don't drink water this morning? Few. You only took water when you were about to eat. Am I right? You should top the water you take regularly. And you say, if you fetch water into a bucket, it will fill. The mere fact that you are breathing in and out, you are losing fluid. Get a mirror, place in front of your nose. Just be breathing in and out. Later, look at it well. It is wet. Because you are losing fluid from your breath. You go and urinate also. The kidney, whether you drink enough or not, is still going to make urine from the fluid, so it is going to go out. You poo-poo, your stool, even if it's not diarrhea, still contains some fluid. Your skin, fluid is coming out in the name of sweat. When you are not sweating, it's not because your skin is not losing fluid, but because as it's coming out, it's evaporating. Thank God for fans. The fan is blowing me now, and you think I'm not sweating again. The sweat, so to speak, is going into the wings, and the fan is encouraging it. So you think, oh, because you're not sweating, you are not losing fluid. No. The quantity of fluid you lose from your body, your skin, your nose, as we speak, you're losing fluid. So you need to top this regularly. Not drinking a bucket of water in the morning and say, I've taken enough for the day. Another thing I want you to know is, before you become thirsty, you've shot water long time before then. And when the water composition content in you has gone too low, illness tends to crop in because the cells are struggling to cope. For understanding health, they should not struggle. They should rejoice in their environment. There should be fullness of joy around them, the cells. Now, what is the composition of the fluid you should take? It should not be alcoholic. That is also biblical. Do not gaze at wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup, when it goes down smoothly. When you take it and you feel you're on a high sea, they hit you and you don't feel it. And when you wake up, you ask for more wine. When wine has these characteristics, don't take them. Why? Besides it being biblical, medically, it tends to dehydrate you the more. It reduces your sense of judgment. Not even making you tipsy. Even before you tipsy, your sense of judgment is actually going down. Fluids that contain too much of sugar, will alter certain fluid balance in your system, osmotic concentration. Take clean water at normal body temperature, and that will do you more good than taking a bottle of beer, a bottle of Coke, a bottle of Sprite, or a bottle of malt. Also, when water is too cold, you're actually losing where you are drinking it, because your body will need to whip up some energy to heat up that water to its own temperature. Because you have to maintain a constant body temperature. Ice water may be good. It pleases the brain. But your body cells are actually complaining. The dentist will tell you it's not good for your teeth. And that is a known fact. You will realize all I'm just telling you now so far are still in your hands. Coming back to air. Some deliberately contaminate the air in them and around them with their cigarettes. They sip in so much smoke into the lungs, making it difficult for some of the cells there to transport gas. Carbon and coal deposits in the lungs, and they breathe out some contaminated smoke into the air for others around them to breathe in and out. Those who don't smoke, but breathe in the smoke that comes out from a smoker, They are called passive smokers. They themselves are in danger of smoking. Talk less of the guy or she who sips in everything in high concentration into the lungs. The tobacco money merchants are those in power in the world currently and are not ready to ban tobacco. It should be banned. But the financial situation of the world may run into trouble. And little wonder they won in many parliaments to just end it by indicating in the packet that smokers are liable to die young. You want to die young? Try smoking. Another thing that will make your health completely astounding is what you put into your mouth. Food. Daily, we should eat balanced diet. And when you take in balanced diet, what do you get? Good health. Normal stool. Good strength. Solid energy. Correct muscles. Good skin. And you are looking healthy. Your brain reasons well. And what's more, you have time and energy to build up your spiritual life. But when you knock Eba in the morning, by afternoon, knock him again. And evening, late in the night, you take a whole bucket load. You please your then. You pay tithe from illness much later because the food is not balanced. I won't be here telling you about balanced diet. You know that already. But please, food is not just the solid ones you take in. It also includes the fluid you take in, most especially water. If you eat right, you will look right. So you see, as it relates to food, it's also in your hand because you put it in your mouth. You prepare it for feeding. I'll give you little tips concerning food. Don't take more than 2 to 4 yolks in a week. Talking about eggs. You see some people break 2 eggs, fry every morning. Say, I'm enjoying. The cholesterol level will be too high. As youths, fish, meat, and co, no problem. But as you get older, crash down the meat you take and increase that of fish. Chicken is good. Yes, it's good. Eat it and be happy. However, when you notice you are in a company where they give you chicken every day, try and peel off the skin. Eat the rest. I told somebody that. They said, man, the skin is sweet. I said, yes, not so sugar sweet too, but it's sickness, not sweet. Also, if you must cook with additives, or, additives they call them, what the Robo people call, when you are cooking, spices, sorry. Be careful with the spices. I don't know their various compositions, but we know a few of them, especially in our environment, distort your health. Don't have anything to do with potash. Call it account. Some say it's native salt. You won't ever get that to buy in any supermarket. It's only in the so-called local markets. Account contains so much impurities that your kidneys will pay tithe. You can cook ogweri without account. You can cook beans without account. I know firewood and kerosene don't cost. But then, some telling me, oh, the account makes the beans to soften on time. Yes, it will also make you ill on time. Talking about the normal salt, the normal table salt, you are advised not to pour salt on your food on the table. In fact, the table salt should be sent back to the kitchen. You can cook with minimal salt, but adding raw salt to your food, no. It's the same as just pouring salt into your mouth. It's not safe. So if the food is not salty enough by your standard, just bear that one, eat it that way, or look for another food instead of adding salt. Some of us are so busy that we eat late regularly. I'm the chairman of the Late Eaters Association because of the nature of work I do. But it's not safe. In this matter, do as I say, not as I do. Try to ensure your dinner, for now, is before 8 p.m. Ideally, 7. Not coming from outside around 11, 11:30, and you lace a bowl of eba. You could enjoy it then. Should not be a regular habit. It's a bad one. One good habit that is very necessary is spelled R-E-S-T, rest. Even God himself rested. So now you get power. You need to rest fairly frequently. And little wonder when we were young, they taught us that after the hot afternoon's walk, go home and see Esther. Esther is waiting for you. Go home. And be wondering, what do they mean? Make sure you create time to have your siesta daily. Around that 4 p.m., 4:30, or after your lunch. Just try and lie down and rest. When you get up, even if you don't sleep, just lie down there. Try and close your eyes. Let the brain itself rest. When you get up, if you have the opportunity, go and shower. It will help cool your system down. Then, a new day seems to be starting. It helps you to keep your nerves really down and calm. Your memory will be in better shape than not having siesta. Rest is so important. There are certain parts of you that have been working continuously. Even before you were born, they've been working. Your heart. It doesn't rest. If it has to stop, and somebody like me is not around, not just being present, but be willing to do something about it, you may end up behind Ufoma Clinic. Praise the Lord. So try to rest. Now, let me give you, time is going, some bad habits that we are involved in that will not make your health a bit astounding. Occasionally, you notice your eyes itching, you just carry your hand and you start itching the eye with so much force. Disease from it. The eyeball is soft. Applying so much pressure on it is bad habit. Also, the dentists have succeeded in re-educating us on how to brush our teeth. Not from side to side, but up, when you are brushing the upper part, screw it down, and the lower one, screw up. The top of the teeth sideways, front and back. Then the tongue, with brush that is not particularly soft, but not too hard. Try to ensure you brush before going to bed. The art, the toothpick you use to pick your teeth, the dentists don't advise it anymore. You tend to enjoy yourself unknowingly. Cutting your nails, good thing, but use a nail cutter, not blade. You will injure yourself badly. If you wear shoes that are laced up, you can alter how tight it is. But if it's not laced up, make sure when you are buying it, it's not too tight. Try to take fluids frequently. Thank God pure water is now, should we say, pure in quote. Take it. Discard the sachet appropriately. But make sure you take so much fluid. How do you know you are taking enough? When your urine still has some color that is not like water, you are not started taking enough. But when your urine is like water, good. You have just started taking enough. Maintain that quantity at regular intervals so that your urine will look just like water. You have no choice but increase your vegetable intake. Those of you from this part of the world, you will notice we don't take enough vegetables. I grew up to know vegetable as bitter leaf that we see in egusi soup. Every other one was for the goats. But the more vegetables you take, the healthier you are. I won't go into the nitty-gritty now, but that is the truth. Vegetables. Which type? Anyone that is edible. Vegetable can be taken either as solid, as in salad, or liquid, as in vegetable juice, or the cooked form. But please, ensure, if possible, that there is vegetable in nearly every food you take. And somebody did ask me, he said, what if I'm going to take rice and bread and tea? I said, and you feel cut and put it inside the bread. It will be burger, vegetable burger. He said, yes. It could still go that way. How do you make your vegetable juice? Get vegetables. The ones you can eat. It could be different types. Rinse them very well. Put them in a blender. Pour water, clean one, and blend. Blend it thoroughly. Then sieve it out. Remove the shaft. The green fluid you get is called vegetable juice or green juice. It tastes like beer. It could replace beer for you. If your friends are drinking that, you could drink that too. It's a very healthy tonic. Very healthy. If you take a glass of vegetable juice every day for 2 weeks, you will appreciate what we are talking about. Now, for the youths especially, I want to add, sex, as interesting as it can be, could be as dangerous as it really is. Little wonder the Bible advises us to flee from every dent of sexual immorality. Cancer of the cervix in females is very common among, one, those that started sex very early. Two, those that got married very early and now had many children. And amongst those that